everybody, we've had a delivery from Skycraft, so I've opened the tape on the box. Let's get inside. Okay, got some instruments. We're going to use these in the aircraft. They're non-serviceable, so effectively they don't work, especially for use in an airplane. So, but they're perfect for what we need for inside our simulator, because we can do some work on them and make them work with the rest of the kit. Here's an attitude indicator, artificial horizon. Got altimeter, which shows you how high you're going or low. Okay, and we have our heading indicator. That shows you what way you're going. A tacho shows you how fast the propeller's going round. Well, the engine actually, but I'm sure it's the same. Ooh, look at that, that's nice. Turn and bank coordinator indicator. Which is really nice condition actually. And what else? We have another one of these. Two of those. Which is nice. One might be better than the other, so we'll find out when we take it apart. And if you can see, we have one of these, which is our VOR nav indicator. So you can basically set your headings and stuff on this, and point yourself in the right direction. So cool. Some gadgets to play with at last. Looking forward to getting my dirty little paws in there. Okay, so jobs I've done recently. Basically yesterday I spent all day scrubbing and polishing all the grime out of the metalwork, as you can see. I don't plan on any kind of paintwork, as I've mentioned before, but this is now nice and clean, as clean as it can be without sanding it all down, I suppose. Obviously both sides have been done. Going to leave all this, all the bonding. I removed most of the bond, as much of the bonding as I could get away with. Flattened it down, took all the crud out. Obviously this was where the wing was, so not much care was ever taken behind there previously. So okay, so this is now ready and clean, and we're going to be moving it through here hopefully later today. Jobs I want to do first is the cabin heat area, which is this section here. I want to take that off and remove some of this unnecessary wiring, keeping these boxes on. I'm yet to find out exactly what they are, but I'm going to believe they're something to do with the strobe system. So obviously I want it standing on something, so I'll come up with a bit of an idea, which is I've got 3 wheels for brand new wheels that are for wheelbarrows, and the idea is I've got some old BMX forks, as you can see, and they can go like that, and then we will try somehow to have this mounted at the front, and then we'll try and have mounted at the side as well on some kind of frame through the spar holes. So I think that's quite a good idea. So at least want to try and get this front one fixed today, so that when I put it in there, the rear I can support with axle stands, whilst I make the frame up, but at least I'll get the cockpit out of here and into there today, and I can bring my Mini back in here because I don't like leaving that outside. Okay, to remove the carb heat, you've got this lever and this panel here, and that goes up, I don't know if you can see that, goes up to a cable, so we need to remove that cable. And then back round here we've got 1, 2, 3, about 6, 8 nuts that will need removing, and then we can remove this out of the way. So here we go. So cleaned up the wiring, cleaned up the bulkhead, got rid of most of the grime off of it, which is fine. Now we've got to get a set of forks on the front of this, as I showed you earlier. So obviously this is all flimsy because it's airframe, and airframe is light, but you have fixing points. So we've got these. Now I was thinking of using them for uprights, as I've mentioned before. So we're going to couple of poles coming off here, one here and one here, and I can then mount a screen in front of the windshield for the simulator, so I don't really want to interfere with those. We have got these 2 fixing points here. You can see they're nice and strong, but obviously that would have been better if it was over there, but there's no strength in here for that. So we can't do that. So we just have to offset the bar. So I'm going to weld up a bar, and we'll have that coming across here. We'll bolt that on, and then on the front of that I'll weld the socket effectively from the front of the bike that those BMX forks come from, the header, and then bolt them forks, thread them forks onto that. So there we go. Right, let's go and get ourselves ready for that now. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Got a couple of these, and I'm going to put them on there. We'll have one on there and one on there. Okay, so I'm going to cut this bit off. I'm going to clean that bit up there, and I'm going to clean that bit up there because we're going to need to weld. Then we'll place up and get welding. Okay, Johnny Ellis, if you're watching this, I want no comments on the welding. Okay, so we've got that in place, and I've marked the centre of the airframe on the bar. You can't see it from where you are, but now we're going to just have to cut this frame up a piece, ready for welding onto that bar. That'll be the next job. So there you go, that's on there. So let's try see what goes on over here now. do for me. Forks on a plane, man. Okay, just going to cut these tabs off the back and fit the wheel. Okay, so there we are, folks. That's where we're up to today. A tiny bit of progress, isn't it? Anyway, we'll get there. Hi everybody. Okay, right, we're back, and okay, what we've got now is this part of the front, which I think you can see there. This is going to need securing back here now to stop it moving forwards. So what I've got some bars here that these I'm gonna fix something in there. If you can get this, fix that like that, and fix these ends somehow to this part of the fuselage, because this is a very strong structural piece of the unit. So that's where we're going to go, I think. So bear with me and let's see what happens. Okay, so after a bit of faffing about, that's what we've come up with. So we've bent them over, because that'll do. Fixed them to there, coming across, bolted these two bits together. That bit bolts through the headset of the frame. So I'm about to flip it up and put it together and show you what we look like. So anyway, folks, that's it for this episode. I'm sure it's a bit bitty, really. I've had a lot going on with the extension and stuff, trying to fit time in to get work on the plane done. Has been a bit of a challenge for the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. Looking forward to the next stages now, which is getting the rear up in the air. Ooh. And definitely getting it in next door, because it's taking up too much space in here. I need to get the Mini back in, because I don't like it being out in the rain, because you know what, anything made by English engineering, British engineering, it always seems to rust at the earliest opportunity. So anyway, I hope it's been of some interest. Much more interesting stuff happening down the line. This is just a means to an end. As soon as we can get OJ sort of sensibly sorted and in a sort of a usable state, I can get on with more interesting stuff as far as I'm concerned, such as the electronics and instrumentation, etc, etc. So I hope you like the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. Everything's down beneath, as you guys know. There. And look forward to the next one. Thanks, guys.